detailed, comprehensive survey of the topic. So, I think that I would have to, for this device, have to, see how it works, use it, and then see how much smarter I feel in real time in my conversations with people, patients and colleagues, et cetera. Even if I have to take exams, do I feel that I don't have to study for the exams as much because I know this information already?
Great. Okay, and so again, assuming all things are a portal or smart assistant that is delivering good content, what if it was brought to you by a pharmaceutical manufacturer?
I would be very suspicious because, pharmaceutical manufacturers are notorious at promoting things in order for, the physician to prescribe those things more. And whether they're couched in, a nice dinner with a glass of wine or, patient-friendly, informational materials on a medicine that you have in the office, including, patient teaching devices or, I don't know. I would be suspect if it was a consortium of different pharmaceutical companies that are involved with my field, and they're all kind of supporting the field together in an unbranded way. Maybe that would be a little different.
Yeah, and so what would it take for a pharmaceutical manufacturer to gain your trust in delivering you kind of this one-stop shop experience?
Well, I think it would have to be similar to a kind of a portal or device or whatever, kind of version of like a medical conference where you have pharmaceutical sponsorship, but there's not one pharmaceutical or two pharmaceutical companies sponsoring the event, that it's a consortium of, a comprehensive almost consortium of companies that have a stake in the field, in the space, and together funded, and it goes through an independent kind of organization, in my case, a rheumatologist, that then, utilize the funds to promote it. So, if we're talking about a device here, an independent device manufacturer that's, taking monies from, the pharmaceutical industry in general to help support learning, but it would have to be unbranded, and the pharmaceutical companies would not, in my opinion, be able to have a role in the content in deciding what the content would be or promote or producing the content.
Makes sense. What if the manufacturers were partnering with organizations like UpToDate and Sermo in order to provide that content and bring it to you?
If they were partnering, but again, the partnering would be what? Sermo does a lot of market research, where they're paying you certain amounts of money to do, I think, surveys that I haven't done because they don't pay that much, to be frank. Anytime, looking at it in a more cynical view, if the pharmaceutical companies throwing all this money into these kinds of things, are they doing it because they're altruistic, because they're ultimately promoting, their product? And, wouldn't it be nice if they, instead of, throwing the money into that they just lower the price of their drugs? That's a whole other conversation. But, if they, in an altruistic sense, truly want to promote medical education, which by promoting doctors' knowledge base, in medical education in general, they will downstream promote, the sales of their product because, the doctors are going to know better what to prescribe people. I think that's okay, but it has to be done in a way that, the pharmaceutical company is, not hands-on, but rather hands-off. They're helping fund it, but they're not telling the medical education company, in this case, what to do, how to do the program, or what to do with the funds they're being given. That it's up to the independent medical education company, the UpToDate, if you will, to decide what to do with those funds and to disclose, that funds from, these list of companies, like any conference does, in a kind of program from a conference, you see all the sponsors, but they're sponsors. And, if there is a promotional lecture being put on by the medical affairs department of a pharmaceutical company, that's being disclosed at the outset of the lecture. You can know right away versus a CME type course that is, maybe taking funding, but not direct, there's no, hand in the content production by the pharmaceutical company funding the lecture or the article in this case, or the medical information, kind of program.
Okay, great. Thank you. Are there